Hello, welcome to Claret and Blue, and this is our video to talk about the end of season show, Claret and Blue Live. I'm Dan Robertson, joined by John Townley at Hockley Social Club, the venue we're doing at. We're sat on the stage at the moment, but flipped the other way around, so this is what we'll be greeted with by, as of today, we've sold 250 tickets, so most of this floor space here will be full. I thought we'd just do a bit of a walkthrough about what the night is, so maybe people are maybe on the fence about shall I go, shall I not, is it going to be any good? Hopefully we sell it to you in this video. First of all though, are you excited about it? You nervous? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, really excited about it. I mean, we all watch, us, the audience included, we all watch all the Villa podcasts, don't we? And when Villa play, the games, the days leading up to the games and things like that. So, I mean, for me, my whole week is consumed by watching other podcasts as well as ours. But, it's all Villa in it. So, yeah, to sort of finally meet other people as well. I mean, we did that a bit at the half season,
the mid-season
review, sorry, not half season.
In the Qatar World Cup break, we did it at the Aston Social.
Yeah.
There was, I think it was 140 tickets we sold. No, I'll say sold because it's easier, but their tickets are always free. So we've already got 100 more than that as of recording this, and we've still got another 2-3 weeks to go till the event itself. So we've already talked about half the season so far in front of an audience, so it's effectively more of the same, but this time a lot more positive than that last one.
Yeah, exactly that. But it'll be nice, again, it's always nice to sort of interact with the fans as well, because we speak, I mean, it's mainly, me, yourself, obviously Ash throughout the season, and Matt too, and obviously get guests on as well, but it's difficult over StreamYard, and we do sort of in real life stuff every now and again, but to actually converse with proper Villa fans and real people will be nice, and a bit of audience interaction on the night as well will be really good, and hopefully give the fans who come along, they can have their say and have a proper sort of Villa discussion. I think that's what we all enjoy, so yeah, really looking forward to it.
It's very important to us to make it a good show for the people that come and pay their money. Again, it's free, but they're making the effort to come out here and spend a Thursday night this time with us. We appreciate people coming out, so we want it to be a good show for them. But it'll be, let's say it's 250 people, there'll be 5,000-10,000 people that listen to it online, so it's making it a good show for the normal audience that we have as well, and it's trying to balance between participating with the people here but also a good show for people online as well. So quick couple frequently asked questions that I'll run through, and I'll put some footage over the top of the venue or something, so I'm literally just going to read things in front of me. Is there anywhere to park? Yes, there's a car park literally over the road. It says £2 to park all day. You can park over there. Snow Hill Station and the Jewellery Quarter Station are 5-10 minute walk away.
5 minute walk from Snow Hill.
We've done a 5 minute walk from Snow Hill this afternoon to get here, so that's pretty accessible as well. The venue itself, in terms of accessibility, is wheelchair friendly. It's all on a ground floor. It's a massive open space. What time? Now the tickets for people that have already bought them are saying it says the show starts at 5 p.m. It doesn't. Well, it does, but the show doesn't start. The doors to this venue open at 5 p.m. The show itself will probably be 7 p.m. But because this venue has food options and a beer and a nice open space for you to come and sit with your mates or your friends or your family, if you finish work,
make a night of it.
Come straight from work kind of thing, and have a couple of drinks before the show. Like, don't arrive 5 minutes before last time. It's a nice venue to come to.
We don't want it to be a rush, or for say the audience to feel like, I'm going to watch the show, but then I'm going to have to get back home at 9 o'clock and then have my dinner.
Come and make an evening of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we'd like.
Yeah, so doors open at 5. The show will start at 7 p.m. ish. Last time we did it, we had some technical issues, and that start time kept getting pushed back. I'm hoping, for anyone who came to the first show, I'm hoping he can hear us this time, because this is a venue that puts on music shows and comedy events and whatnot, so they've got the equipment to do it. So fingers crossed it all works well. So doors open at 5. Show starts at probably 7ish. We'll have an interval halfway through, and then we'll do an audience Q&A in the second half of the show, which, by the way, in the first mid-season review thing we did, the second half was my favourite bit, because it was interacting with people and the questions were not always about Villa specifically, and it's something totally different that half.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're kind of keen to stress. Like, if you're going to come, then we'd like to reward you for coming in a way. Like, we don't just want to talk to you for an hour or 2 hours. It's this night will hopefully be as much as the audience as it is about. Obviously, us, say on stage, but you don't have to go
on a stage.
Literally, you don't have to come up to stage to ask any questions or anything, but yeah, I think the audience interaction are what will make it a really good night, because again, that's why we do the podcast, isn't it? To get interaction off Villa fans and to sort of boost the community, the Villa community.
We have got a couple of prizes that we're giving away. At the time we're recording, it's a couple of prints, a book, I think, off the top of my head. If you're a company or a brand or a graphic designer or whatever and you've got something you want to give away, do get in touch. There'll be a contact email or something in the description of this video if you want to offer a prize for us to give away for charity. That would be amazing. We're doing it 50-50 split between Cure Leukemia and Acorns Children's Hospice. We recently raised money for Acorns and the Aston Villa Foundation with our half marathon run. We raised almost £2,000 for that, by the way, so if we can raise another couple of £100 on the live event night.
Did on the mid-season.
The mid-season review was a few £100 as well. So it's obviously not the end goal for the night to go out and find prizes and do a raffle, but it's nice if we're going to get here and have a chat and get people along.
Do it for a cause,
if we can raise some money at the same time, that's brilliant as well. And then the final question that I've seen a few times as well is, what is the show? So I suppose that's where I can now bring you back in and stop waffling on myself a little bit. Let's just talk through a little bit about what the show will be. So first off, it's an end of season review, but like you said, we've already done a mid-season review.
It feels like ages ago, doesn't it?
It really does,
years ago.
It does feel like 2 seasons, doesn't it, with that World Cup break as well. So really, the first half of the show is let's talk about January onwards, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of well documented the start of the season that we had, and
we've already talked about it.
There's no point in talking about when we lost to West Ham. But I mean, obviously things will overlap. We're going to be mentioning Steven Gerrard a lot in terms of how we've improved, of course, but in terms of how we do that, wow, impartial. I mean, we don't have to be, I suppose. Lost my track there.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be from a January onward sort of perspective, because we're looking forward to an Unai Emery era, aren't we? And that's when it started. The first third of the season was a bit of a shambles. So when
we did the mid-season review, Emery had played 3 games. The 2 in the league against Brighton and Man United, and then the Man United defeat in the Cup as well. So it was like, it all feels pretty good, but let's see how it goes for the rest of the season. So now this is the opportunity to look at the rest of the season. So that's what the first half of the show is. At some point during that, we'll do a player of the season, our goal of the season, the best transfer of the season, those kind of like player awards kind of things. That'll be in that first half. Then we'll have a short interval, 10-15 minutes, go and have a wee for us probably, because we've been up on stage, nervous. Get a drink from the bar, get a bit of food, bite to eat, whatever that may be, kind of reset, ready for the second half. And then we'll do audience Q&A, which, like we said before, that's probably our favourite bit.
Yeah, the part that I'm looking forward to the most.
Are we going to do confessions? This is an on-air planning meeting at this point. We were going to do a video here a few weeks ago about Villa confessions, which we started to record and then we lost because of the audio gear.
How long would the Q&A be?
Last time it was an hour. That's for us to discuss off air, basically. First half of the show, end of season review. Second half of the show, audience Q&A. Then we'll have a little break for people to get any last minute raffle tickets, and then we'll give out the prizes and then kind of mingle with the people that have come and say thanks for coming and whatnot. And that'll be the show, and it's something that we've wanted to do things like this more often anyway. It's something we'd love to do. Maybe we'll do a start of next season preview show or something like it. We've got this lovely venue now that are very welcoming with us to come and film here. We hope that this end of season show will be a success, and if we can do more stuff like this and get fans involved, then that's almost where we want to take the podcast, isn't it?
Yeah, literally that. I think it's, let's continue what we've been doing and adding more to that, but also now that COVID's officially done and stuff like that, we can now start to do these things more often. We're not going to do it every month because that's impractical, and
it almost kind of
people might get bored of us
a little bit as well. It's got to be a special thing.
Yeah, you got to do it at the sort of main events of the season. So maybe there's a pre-season show with fans if we think that's doable.
Or say we win a trophy next year. Maybe we get everyone together for like a preview, celebration party kind of thing,
or even a preview for it.
Yeah.
When there's a buzz, we want to be there. So.
Exactly that. Yeah. Oh, that's a great little tagline. That is. When there's a buzz, we want to be there.
I really cringe. Not gonna lie. I said it.
The final thing that we should talk about is probably the elephant in the room, and then we've waited 10 minutes in or so to talk about it, and that's who is on the show. Now, I'll chuck a clip in here in a second because, as we all know, Ashley Preece is leaving his role as Aston Villa reporter. He won't be at the live event. Me and John did a video here earlier today about the end of season show, Can't Blue Live 2.0. You're not going to be there.
Gutted.
Can you explain why? Because now this looks like Ash has left the podcast and we've gone, no, he ain't doing the live show.
Yeah,
so can you explain how that came about?
Gutted, yeah. So you had a couple of dates lined up, didn't you? And I've got a wedding in Italy, Sorrento. I'm a best man as well. I haven't done my best man speech yet, so fly out on the Thursday the 1st. I was hoping this would be my last swan song. Everyone can buy me a beer, and I'll probably get chucked into a taxi or fall asleep in the corner, or something. But yeah, I'd have one last knees up here with all the readers, the listeners. I think it'd be one hell of a party. Regardless, you have Kendrick in here anyway, who provide the laugh. So yeah, like I say, I'm gutted I'm missing out. But yeah, got a wedding, Italy. I fly out on the 1st, not back to the 4th or 5th. Yeah, but I'll be thinking of you all. It'll be a massive, great venue here.
Yeah,
it's
so
just
good.
perfect. So
Yeah.
hopefully do them every year, and I'll be back as a fan in the audience.
So, taking Ash's place is a familiar face to the podcast, and somebody I'm unsure whether you've met in person or done a podcast with. I don't think your times at the company crossed over.
Not on a real life podcast, no, I don't think so.
James Rushton is back. Rushton back. Get that trending on Twitter. It'll be me, you, Matt, and James Rushton as a 4. Obviously, James very, very familiar with the Claret Blue podcast, very familiar with the audience, and likewise, they'll be familiar with him. He's not really done any podcast work over the last year or so, the last 6 months while Emery's been here.
He's got a lot to say.
Everything he's got to say hasn't been heard before. It's a Russian exclusive. That's a good panel. Like, I'm sad that Ash can't be here. It's a pure coincidence that he's not available on the night. Wasn't planned at all in a way of like, Ash isn't going to be here next season, so bin him off the live show. That's not the case. So we reached out to Russian and said, do you fancy it? And he's like, yeah. So that's the panel. That's what we're going to be talking about. There are tickets in the description below. They are free. 250 tickets sold as of today. I'd love it to be 300 plus and to really kind of pack out this room and kind of step onto stage and talk about a positive end to the season for Villa, regardless of what's happened in terms of Europe.
Exactly.
It's been a great second half. So the last show we did talking about Gerrard being sacked and the kind of misery and the doom and gloom, as much as the Emery upturn was great, it was almost a little bit like, well, is this just a bounce kind of thing? But yeah, I'd love to be sat here talking about Europe, but even if we're not, it's a great end to the season. I'm thoroughly looking forward to chatting with you, James and Matt, and the audience as well. Hopefully we've enticed you enough to grab yourself a ticket. Like I said many times, there is a link down below. Or if you're seeing this clip on Twitter or anything, there's links in our bio. We're always sharing it all the time, so you cannot miss it. We look forward very much to seeing you here on the 1st of June. John, thanks for joining me for this little walkthrough of what to expect from the night. We'll see you on a video again very soon, and we'll see you here in a couple of weeks. Thank you for listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please do let us know. We love hearing your thoughts and comments. We'll be back soon with another episode, but until then, up the Villa.